Conceive, believe, achieve. Shut the f*** up.
You're listening to Believe You Me with Michael the Count Bisping and Paul Felder.
Oh, here he is.
Whoa, what do I look like, Andrew Tate?
Hey.
Festive 4. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Believe You Me Christmas special. I thought we'd start with the Festive 4 shot. Paul's got the smile on his face, and that's a hell of a mustache, Paul.
You know, I try to take these opportunities to piss my family off and rock the mustache for a few weeks when I don't have to call fights. And I slowly just grow it back into the same length. But I do it every time I have an extended. If I have 3 weeks off or plus, mustache.
I like it. I
can't
grow one. Otherwise, I would. I would love to grow a mustache like that.
They're popular right now. They're in.
The most my beard gets is just like a little, I don't know, unkempt, fluffy crap. I can't grow a proper beard.
That's like my buddy, not Brian on the show, Brian, one of my best friends, Brian. He's the same way. That's all he can grow, though. He can only grow a mustache. The rest is like in patches all over himself. So he just rocks the mustache.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to bring a mustache.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to try.
We'll start 2026 mustache strong, man.
I'll start twizzling it up. You're a man that can grow quite the beard. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. Doing absolutely incredible. It was fun weekend here in the Harrington household. Very excited for Christmas week.
Yeah. No, I bet. And Brian, how we doing?
Doing well. We're getting ready for Christmas. I'm about to do a bunch of traveling. It's going to be great.
Well, if we were to be true haters, we could say that Christmas kind of came early, right? Because Jake Paul got knocked in the air out. And we're going to get into all of that. Sadly, there's not much MMA stuff. And Brian, we were just talking offline before we started. And he was like, man, I missed the UFC already. When you got to deal with this shower of shit.
Another 6 weeks or 5 weeks.
5 weeks.
Not looking forward to it.
Wow. This has got to be the longest break the UFC's had in quite some time, right?
I think so. I can't remember a
like
6 week period. Sorry,
like every year, it's there's like a long break. Usually it's like 4 or 5 weeks, right?
Yeah, there's always a break, but this feels, maybe it's because I'm also not working because of the surgery that it seems even just, it's like two and a half months for me.
Yeah, I mean, the pay-per-view last year was like towards end of December, like the 20th like the 18th or something, I think. And then the first card was like the 13th of January or something like that. So it's just the way it's fallen, obviously with the Paramount deal as well kicking in, 24th of January. That's pretty much the end of January. Are you doing anything for the 24th? UFC 324, should I say, Paul?
Work-wise?
Yeah.
No, I don't start till February 7th, I think, in Vegas. And I was originally going to be doing the show down in Australia. And then I talked to Zach and I was like, hey, I don't think my first show back from hip replacement surgery should be flying to Sydney. So they took me off of that one. And it just made sense to have another week to recover and then take an easier flight to Vegas.
So I've got you to thank because I was requesting. They were like, you're not on it. And I'm like, oh, come on.
I think that's probably why it made it so easy for them. The fact that you wanted it. And then I opened my mouth and said, I'm not sure it's a good idea. He's like, you're off. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Because I was trying to get on that because initially I was on it. Then I was off it. And I was like, I've made plans. And it's like, hold on. I said pencil in. And to be fair, he did say that. So I was like, I said to my friends down there, I'm like, I don't think I'm coming. They're like, we've booked flights and hotels and shit now. And I'm like, well, I ain't coming, guys. Anyway, so I'll be doing the desk on 324. I'll be home for a day, then off for 325. So we got MMA stuff coming back soon. Obviously, Harrington has done a good job with notes, but it's Christmas. Paul Felder. First of all, I want to say Merry Christmas to you all. I want to say thanks to you all for a great year. Paul, you have been an incredible co-host. You really have. You've stepped up. You're great to work with. You've been very, very reliable. You haven't missed a single goddamn show. Not throwing any shade at anyone before you all start. But thank you very much.
And Paul gets the least hate out of anybody on the show ever.
He does.
Well, I appreciate you guys. This has been a blast doing this show this year and jumping on here, especially with a product like this that's already just up and running, made my job so much easier to just come sit in this seat, talk shit and talk MMA. So Merry Christmas to you guys. And yeah, man, I'm pumped for Christmas as well. Christmas Eve is at my house. That's like the big tradition for us. We always have a big Christmas Eve party. So Christmas Eve is more the big celebration for us than Christmas Day. It's pretty chill Christmas Day, but we'll have like 30, 35 people here in my house.
Oh, wow.
Christmas Eve.
Don't worry, everyone. We're not going to sit around and jerk each other off. Oh, okay, so don't worry about that. But I just had to say thanks to Paul and to you boys as well for sticking with the show. 35 people at your house, Paul.
Yeah.
That's a lot of Felders.
Yeah, and Means, which is my mom's maiden name side of the family, too. It's more of that than anything, honestly, other than my family and my brothers who are Felders. But yeah, it used to be at my mom's house, and then she sold the house and has an apartment now. So it's just easier. And I've got the easiest situation in house for it to be set up next in line. Well, so now it's my responsibility to host.
Well, I've got to be honest. The Christmas vibes are not yet happening in our house. We've still got the workmen outside. We've got the workmen upstairs. It's just going all wrong. There's been arguments. There's been a little bit of argy-bargy. There's some bad vibes out there right now. Anytime I walk past them, I'm like, morning, guys. And they don't even want to look at me in the eye. I'm like, bro, it's fucking Christmas. Can you guys just get a move on and get this done?
Yeah.
Anyway, so
tree up?
We got a tree. We got a small mini tree in the other room. We have a very Christmassy, festive room. That's our Christmas room. No, there's no tree in there. There's no tinsel. There's no cards. There's no nothing. There's nothing that would resemble Christmas.
Do you decorate outside, Michael?
Yeah,
we don't really, and we're one of the few houses on our block that doesn't. But we do inside. We make it look like Christmas in here for the family coming on Christmas Eve. But I'm not getting my house out there on a ladder and putting lights up on the outside.
Bro, so like there's companies, give it a 2 shot. There's companies that come and put the lights up outside.
Yeah.
And it just gets more and more expensive. And it used to be like $800 for them to come and dress up your house. I was like, all right, we'll do it when the kids were younger. Now they want $1,500. And I'm like, no. I'm not paying that. And then one time, one of the bulbs went and the whole thing went out. And I said, you need to come and sort it. And they wouldn't come and fix it. And I'm like, that's it. Call me cheap. Come in whatever you want. Right. But we're not doing the lights outside on the house anymore. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Bar humbug.
I've been seeing those things. There's advertisements all over my neighborhood, too, for the companies that come and do it. But now that you say that, I'm like a little reluctant to use it next year if they're not good at coming and fixing things when they go wrong. So.
But we are going to England. We're going to England. So we have Boxing Day in the UK, which is the day after Christmas. So the day after that, we're all going to fly off to the UK. We wanted to go there at Christmas to see my mom, my dad, friends, family and stuff. But the flights were just insane. Now, I'm not cheap, but I'm flying a family of 5 out. It was wild. And if we just adjusted the dates a little bit after Christmas, we got it for 20% of what we were going to pay.
Wow.
So New Year's in New Year's in England. Looking forward to that. Paul, any Christmas traditions in your house that you have?
Not really. I mean, just standard stuff. Like we'll probably let the kids open like one gift the night before. That used to be a tradition we did. You get one gift on Christmas Eve. We used to do, I don't know what it's called. We called it Chinese Pollyanna. I don't know if that's
sounds racist.
I know that's what I'm thinking. Like, is this racist?
Chinese Pollyanna.
Everyone gets a gift. Then it's under the tree. You pick numbers. Somebody goes first, picks that. Then the next person can either steal that gift or pick another gift from under the tree. But we haven't done that in a couple of years, so I can't even say that that's a true tradition anymore.
I like that.
Yeah, it's fun. It gets
that sounds good.
It gets crazy.
Rebecca and I, our little thing is we at 12 o'clock on Christmas Eve, we exchange our gift because it's all about the kids Christmas Day. You know what I mean? So we exchange our gift there. And then Christmas morning, it's a stupid thing and the kids hate it now. My mum and dad used to do this to us when we were younger. And maybe, who knows, maybe all families do this. But we used to always go downstairs in age order. So it'd be my mum, then it'd be my dad, then it'd be my older brothers, etc., on and on and on. Right. So we still do that in our house. And the kids they're 24, 23.
They're like, what are we doing?
They're like, Dad, for crying out loud, what are you doing? I'm like, no, it's Christmas. Me first, then your mom, then Callum, and the
line up.
We make them all line up at the top.
Yeah.
And we're like, and we do the same thing because when they were younger, it's like, has he been? Has he been? And as we're all walking downstairs, we're like, oh my God. And the kids used to go mental. And now, of course, all right, Dad. Yeah. He's been, you know. So we got that. But I was going to say before, if we were haters, we could say Christmas came early because Jake Paul got knocked out. And some people that don't like Andrew Tate might say that Andrew Tate got exposed.
Oh, my God.
But where do we start? Let's get into some fights. Let's do Jake Paul first.
Yeah.
Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua. I've talked about this ad nauseum on my YouTube channel. So, Paul, I'll give it to you. Your take, please.
Man, I got nervous. Let me just say that. When I saw the size of the ring, I started watching the event. And I'm like, oh, God, this is strategic, that it's the biggest boxing ring that you could possibly use for him to be able to run around. Then when he started all the takedown stuff and then faking that he got hit in the nuts, even though he laid on Anthony Joshua's knee and was acting like he got punched in the balls and just the whole fiasco. And I was like, he's not going to give him an opportunity to even start boxing. He's just going to run the whole time. I was pretty pissed off. And as he started to slow down, I was like, okay, thank God. And I think as soon as Joshua got hit with one of his best punches and he didn't even budge and countered right back, I think that was the beginning of the end. And it was sweet justice. I think he handled defeat well. I think the fact that he got in there, I'll give some respect, but the world was settled down for a little bit on Friday night when he finally got finished.
Let me ask you this though, Paul. Of course, getting in a ring with Anthony Joshua to box, you would say, yeah, I'll give anyone their respect for doing that. Certainly someone that's a lot smaller and with less experience. Yeah. However, two things. Did he really step in there and box him? Because I don't think that he did. He didn't stand there and try and go toe-to-toe like Anthony Joshua did, right? No. And when you factor in, would you step in there for $92 million with a game plan to just run away and shoot double legs anytime the referee comes close? I think most people would.
Yeah, most people would. Most people would do that. I mean, it was frustrating as hell. And I do like that the commentators also didn't hold back on him. You know, this is his show, basically. And they were out there going, this is shit. Like, you can't go out there and just run away the whole time and not engage. Who cares? Who cares if you're fighting the best guys if you're not going to actually box? As he got tired, he was then forced to have to box him. And we saw what happened as soon as that. As soon as he slowed down and he lined up that right hand, it was over. But I started to get real worried that it was going to go to a decision. And if it did, I was ready to throw something in my TV.
Well, yeah, 2 more rounds, it would have been a decision. And couldn't you imagine that would be, I mean, I went the distance with Anthony Joshua. Bro, you ran away, you did about 5 miles, you shot about 25 takedowns. If it was amateur boxing, they probably would have stepped in and took
There should have been a point. There should have been a point taken at that one point where he was on the ground. And then at least the ref started giving him standing 8 counts or counting him as down, because you can't just keep taking a knee. If you do that in boxing, you get hit with a body shot. What do? You take a knee. You're down. That's a knockdown.
Yeah. No, it was. Again, I've got nothing really against Jake Paul. I said this last week on a video. He's a bit of a tit. He's a bit annoying, right? He's disrespected some MMA communities and fans and fighters, you know, and he takes on 58-year-olds and stuff like that. But I've got nothing against the guy. I've got no ill will. You know, the man's made a ton of money. Fair play to him. Congrats. Stepping in against Jake Paul against Anthony Joshua was lunacy from the start. And then obviously we saw how it played out. Got his jaw broken, right? I got hoodwinked by AI.
I know. Yesterday. It's all over. It's everywhere.
I thought that was real, though, because, I mean, there is real consequences stepping in with Joshua. I will say this. Joshua said he was going to take his soul. I will say this, fair play, because when he got dropped there, you saw it go, whoa, and give it the Ric Flair. He is a good showman, to be fair.
Yeah, to have your jaw broken and still kind of give a reaction and to still be standing around doing interviews, congratulating Joshua. Yeah. He's got a chin. I mean, he didn't go to sleep from that shot. The damn punch broke his jaw in 2 places, and he still didn't go out.
Yeah. No, exactly.
Is that a real one, though?
No, I don't think so.
No, that's on me. That's on me. I put it in the sheet. I got tricked. That's on me.
They're everywhere, Harrington. They're everywhere.
I did a video on it. It's doing really well. It's only been up a few hours. It's got like 150,000 views or something. And what?
It's real. Let's
Yeah,
just go
no,
with
no,
it.
but I did the video like 3 or 4 times, and then underneath the video, because it was a Twitter link, it said, "Reader's context. This is an AI video." I'm like, oh, for crying out loud! But then the first person that responded to that tweet was Andrew Tate. So he obviously got hoodwinked. He's like, "Why would you talk shit about someone that was brave enough to step into the ring?" It's like, well, you would say that now, wouldn't you? After what happened, we'll get to that in a bit. Hey, look, listen. It was a spectacle. It was a show. AJ made some money. Jake Paul's made some money. I'm sure everyone involved made some money. I didn't like the response from his manager. His manager came out at the post-fight press room and was saying he didn't lose because of skill. He lost because of size. AJ was wearing on his neck and making him tired. What is that?
That is absolute horseshit, to be fair. And that's a manager being a manager. Go ahead, Brian.
Well, they say wrestling is the hardest sport.
Yeah, he did a lot of that.
He did a lot of wrestling.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm with you. Yeah, of course. It is. Yeah. It is very, very tiring shooting in all those double
running around is not being the better boxer. Throwing the odd overhand is not being the better boxer. And once AJ had a chance to really box, you saw how good of a boxer he is. He was going to jab to the body. He was setting him up. He was looking for uppercuts when he was starting to time him well when he was doing all the takedown bullshit and looking for the uppercut, throwing left hooks as he was backing up. And then the way he set up that straight right was clean.
Yeah, because I was thinking, for crying out loud, AJ, get it together. This guy's going to be dining out on this for a lifetime and reminding everyone, if you don't get your shit together. But I guess because he was moving away the whole time, it's hard to catch someone. But he didn't have a sense of urgency. But he's like, I'm taking my time. He was under no threat. He was never hurt or anything like that. And the one time he landed a flush shot, that was done. Now, this is the problem with no UFC, because a lot of the shit we got to talk about, I'm looking at it here on the news. There was a better fight in the audience. Jack Doherty, do you know who this guy is, Paul?
No.
You must have seen his shit on Twitter.
With Arlovski?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know who that kid that's always hiding behind the bodyguard.
Brian, see if you can pull up this video. It's all over the internet. So he's getting into a fight with Andre Arlovski at the fight in the, where you go buy a beer or whatever. What do you call those areas?
Concessions. Yeah.
Is that what you call them? The concession area?
I was going to say the concourse, like anything outside of like the actual stadium in an arena.
That's why we have Harrington. I mean, comes in with the good stuff. Yeah. So Arlovski's walking down. Here's what I thought. I thought this whole thing was staged because these streamers that are streaming the live 24/7. Have a look here.
That dude looked like a fucking giant from the movie 300. What are you doing? Chill,
man.
Chill.
Like, what are you doing?
They're like a little bunch of prepubescent or just barely adolescent children with their little mics on their T-shirts, right? And that's Andre Arlovski, 45, 46, former 2-time, I think, heavyweight champion of the UFC. Russian, Belarusian, nasty, big, angry, okay, lost his last few in the UFC. Careful, boys. He will rip your head off and shit down your neck.
Just the fact that you look, even if you didn't know anything about Arlovski and his fighting career, if I'm a punk kid walking around looking for shit to start, that ain't the guy that I'm thinking this is a good idea. He looks like he's gonna whip your ass, even if you didn't know he was a fighter. His nose is over here. He's got scar tissue all over his eyebrows. He's got cauliflower ears. He's huge. He's a heavyweight. What this whole clout chasing and just doing shit for clicks and these streamers and just filming every second of every day of their lives. I can't stand it.
This dude particularly does that on
That's
purpose.
what he does. Yeah,
he shoulder checks people that are much bigger than him and then hides behind his bodyguards and buddies.
It's
hides behind his
most
bodyguards.
pathetic way to be popular that you could possibly be popular. I being a punk ass kid for a living.
And it's a shame because young men
they're like, oh, this kid's cool.
and looking up to it and thinking it's cool and it's a way to make money, and we haven't even spoke about Andrew Tate. I'll be honest. Some of the stuff that Andrew Tate says, I agree with some of it. And I'm not going to get into what I like and what I don't like. There's obviously a lot of obvious shit that I don't like and I don't support. But he has these courses, the Hustlers University, and no doubt he's fucking hustling these fellas, these young men that are looking for positive role models in their life. I'm not surprised they're looking for something, because this is the state of shit. This is the level of what some young men are acting these days, with no father figures around, no mentors, no coaches, no sports in school, fatherless households. It's a sad time if that's what they're looking up to.
Yeah, I think it's just piece of shit behavior, really. And the fact that people just consume it, love it, and obviously he's making money doing it.
Delicious, guys. Delicious. These are that I'm eating right now. Vandy potato crisps, and they are part of a growing movement to bring back real food, the kind that our grandparents were raised on. Vandy crisps, potato chips, whatever you want to call them, they contain just 3 ingredients: 100% pesticide-free potatoes, sea salt, and 100% grass-fed beef tallow. No seed oils, no mystery chemicals, just real food. And the best part is, hold on, the taste absolutely amazing. Snacking on Vandy crisps is nothing like eating regular chips. You feel satisfied, light, and energetic with no crash, bloat, or gross, sluggish feeling afterwards. And because these chips are made with real food, they are more satiating, so you won't find yourself uncontrollably binging and still feeling hungry afterwards. Now, this one right here is my favorite. This is the French onion, but they also come in herbs de Provence and smokehouse barbecue. I love Vandy. You're going to love them. If you love Vandy, then you're going to love Massa chips also. Massa, Vandy's sister company, makes the most delicious 3-ingredient tortilla chips that I have ever tasted. You're going to give these a try. You will not be disappointed. Don't poison your body. Don't put chemicals in you. Don't put seed oils in you. Eat treats that are good for you, made with 3 ingredients. Ready to give Vanda or Massa a try? Use code BELIEVE for a massive 25% off your first order at vandycrisps.com or massachips.com. Don't feel like ordering online? Vanda and Massa are now available nationwide at local supermarkets like Sprouts. Stop by, pick them up, grab a few bags before they're gone, because these are amazing. Speaking of the streamers, Harrington number 11, Brian, Sean Strickland got into it with 3 of them at once. And this is just Strickland all day long. He's always getting into fighters with these streamers, but he's got it here. I saw a little clip of it the other day. 3 streamers at once on Aiden Ross's stream. Oh, is that Rampage there?
Yeah, Rampage is like a staple in the streaming community these days.
Oh, yeah, no, I know. He's streaming everything. His streams get a little bit wild as well.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. I wouldn't want to live my life like that. But yeah, Strickland jacks all these dudes up. I saw that one.
I thought you would have jacked them all off. I'm like, whoa.
No.
He probably got paid quite a bit to be on the stream. Like, this is where the entertainment money is going these days.
Rampage said, and I don't know if this is true, that he's made more money in live streaming in a year than what he did do throughout the entirety of his UFC and MMA career.
Easily believable.
Wow.
I don't know. He came out recently and said that he got paid $7 million for the Chuck Liddell fight. And he earned good money, I know that. So it's not like this is a whole MMA fighters get paid shit. Rampage got paid really, really well.
Well, this is where all the money is going. Like, that was in TV advertising, was in all the mainstream advertising. It's all gone to streaming now. So there's huge money in it. Yeah.
Well, see, that's interesting, because if you watch TV now, which I don't watch too much of it, but when you do, the only advertisers are pharmaceutical companies.
You know what? It's gambling companies. It's like Stake and like these other companies. They're just giving dudes bank to just gamble on their streams.
Yeah. We got to start live streaming, Paul.
Yeah, maybe I changed my mind.
Yeah. No,
I got a rig. I'll move to California.
Let's fucking go, Brian. We're doing it. The little
BYM stream.
BYM live stream. All it'll be is me and Rebecca sitting on the couch going, this is boring.
Getting mad at the guys working on your house.
Get out the house. It's Christmas, guys. Can you hurry up?
Yeah.
You know, like, he's treating us.
Yeah.
Like shit.
That might get. I'd watch that for a little while. That would genuinely make me laugh.
Oh, do you want to talk about Tony Ferguson looking bloody good? Did you see that, Paul?
I did. I saw the highlights of it. I wasn't able to watch I was watching the Eagles game during that particular event. I didn't realize it was going to be on that early. The Eagles game was on at 5, but I did see the highlights. I saw him knock him out. Hey, Tony Ferguson is on a win streak again. We can say that. We can say that Tony Ferguson is back with 2 dubs in a row. I don't care where it's at and who he's fighting.
Tony Ferguson has a belt right now.
Tony Ferguson is a champ.
And I'll tell you what, he looked really good. He did, man. I don't know anything about his opponent or the last one, the Salt Happy guy, right? Obviously, these aren't world-class UFC level guys. But still, regardless, he went out there, he stepped in, he looked good, he looked sharp. The boxing was crisp. Towards the end, he dropped him a couple of times and he's screaming over him, come on, get the F up, get the F up. Almost got the finish right at the end of the fight. This must be the end of the fight there. But, hey, man, I'm happy for him. Fair play. And then also we're going to talk about on the undercard of Jake Paul, Tyron Woodley versus Anderson Silva. Anderson Silva, man, still got it. 50 years young.
50 years. 50. I'm 50 years old. You know that SNL skit?
No.
You guys must know. Harrington and Brian know what I'm
I got it immediately.
Bro.
Great reference.
Hold on. Before we get into that, what's the deal with SNL? Is it because, like, I've seen some funny stuff on there from, like, the old school stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like the more cowbell and all that type of shit.
Oh, man.
I've tuned into some of the newer stuff, and it is not funny at all.
Well, you just don't understand it, Mike. It's for a modern audience that doesn't exist.
A modern audience that has a very weird, unfunny sense of humor.
Have you seen what's his name? Oh my God, I'm gonna forget his name. Stand-up comedian. He's from
Nate Bargatze.
No, it's where he.
Oh,
does
that's funny. Go on, Paul. Sorry.
Not just the pharmaceutical drug commercial, but it's just.
Shane Gillis, couple of beers.
Doing a couple of beers. Oh my God.
Hold on. Was this SNL? Because I think it might have been. It was very funny. It was Nate Bargatze, and he's talking about when Americans just like won the War of Independence or whatever.
He's General Washington.
He's General Washington, and he's talking about the name. Yeah, that is some funny shit. To be fair,
all their funniest shit is from people that don't work there.
Yes, it is that. It's when they have whoever the guest is, and they get a really good script around them and something that's like a couple of beers. That one, it is. He's like, I've been depressed lately, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, but then I found a couple of beers, and it's this prescription. And the cans it comes in a prescription looking with instructions and all like you would get from the pharmacy, but it's fucking beers. And then it's like side effects might be, and it just goes through all things that you would have from
enjoying your wife's stories.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like,
that sounds really funny. I gotta watch that.
Oh, and then right at the end, it's like, drowsiness is obviously a side effect of a couple of beers, and it's like a bump, like, and he's got
a little bump.
Pick you right back up.
Dude, shout out Cam Patterson. He had a very funny stand-up comedian, came up from Kill Tony. He's on SNL now. He had a great weekend update sketch this weekend, and Ariana Grande made a great Home Alone.
Oh my God, I saw the Home Alone one.
I'm not saying SNL's back, but it's always been like 1 or 2 good sketches every 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah. We just remember it fondly because all the good ones are on replay for years and years.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe I stand corrected. I'm just saying.
The Home Alone one is also worth watching. It's like what would really happen today, like if Home Alone had happened, and it's a massacre.
How did we get into Saturday Night Live? How did that come up?
We were talking about the comedy of Tony Ferguson having a belt. No.
really?
No.
I don't think that's how we
It
got
was
there.
because Anderson Silva's 50 and Paul.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there you go. Anyway, yes, Anderson Silva is 50, but he's still got the moves. Feints, like a bit of a kick, comes with a lead uppercut, and then, kind of finishes Tyron Woodley. Tyron goes down, they give him a standing count, and then he's about to carry on. You're good, buddy. Bless you. Let's take a look, because it was a weird stoppage, but it was a deserved stoppage.
Yeah, I agree.
You ask me. I think it's coming up here.
Yeah, he like flicks his heel back.
Yeah.
Flick. Boom.
Oh, there it is. Uppercut, wobbles him a bit. Tyron, I thought he was going for a takedown. That's that. He gets dropped. And then the referee says fight, but Tyron's standing there with the hands down by his waist. And he looked a little dazed and confused, like he's just been rocked.
Yeah.
And he was just standing there looking like me after a couple of beers. And then referee waves it off. I thought it was the right call. It was good to see Anderson Silva back in there doing his thing. Good to see that Tyron was on the microphone. He wasn't hurt. He's good. He's still going to carry on fighting. I enjoyed that. That was fun.
Yeah, no, that was crazy. And I mean, I feel for Tyron too, because he took it on somewhat short notice. He came in there and he got hit with a unbelievable uppercut, and he got faked. Both guys are MMA guys, right? You pick your leg up instinctually. How many years has he been in the cage fighting people that can kick him? And suddenly you got Anderson Silva in front of you, one of the best Muay Thai practitioners of any time in the UFC, and he picks his leg up. You bite on it. He bit on it. I mean, but he didn't fake it. He like flicked his heel. So I don't think it's anything illegal about it.
Not illegal.
It was a shout out to an old boxer. I can't remember who it was, but they were talking
they
about
did
it.
say
Roy
that on
Jones.
here. Was it Roy Jones?
Oh, was it Roy Jones?
Yeah, Roy Jones did the famous like hands behind the back, dipping, and then from behind the back. Couldn't see it coming, obviously. Same thing with this, the Anderson.
Ridiculous.
No, awesome. I would jump back on. What have you got for us? Because obviously it's not exactly the biggest news week of mixed martial arts. There's nothing happening. Santa Claus is just packing up from Lapland right now. He's on his way soon, guys. It's a very exciting week. There's no
Santa Claus already touched down in Montreal. Santa Claus was up to no good as Santa and his merry elves went into a grocery store. Like I said, I believe it was Montreal, Quebec, Canada. They filled up about $3,000 worth of food and different products into shopping carts and then bounced, because who's going to tell Santa no?
Is this this is not in the news, in the notes, but I don't mind.
This is in the notes, number 5 in the non-MMA.
Let's have a look. Is there a video?
I don't know if there's a video, but there was
no. It's
I just grabbed that from a news article.
This is what happens when Santa gets into the eggnog again. He's been off it for years, but you start sipping the eggnog, you start doing crazy stuff.
I'm not an eggnog guy.
Oh,
You like a bit of eggnog?
I do.
Christmas
I like
dinner.
it with alcohol in it, preferably, but I like it as is, even without.
What is eggnog? I don't even know what it is.
It's like a cream milk egg. You cook it with nutmeg and different spices and stuff. It's really thick, really creamy.
Rum.
You would add like rum or whiskey or something like that. I used to put bourbon in it. When you get it from the liquor store, like pre-made, it has a few different liquors in it usually.
I'm a vodka guy, so I just chuck a bit of vodka in it. But
I mean, you could. You know what I mean? It's just vodka flavor. It's not like you're adding anything crazy to it. But yeah, the brown stuff usually mixes well with it because it kind of goes with the different spices and nutmeg and stuff in it.
Will your house be holding Christmas dinner, Paul? Will you be cooking?
No. So Christmas Day, we're going to be super chill. I'll probably just bring the girls over to my mom's at some point, or her over here, so she can give them all their gifts. She goes crazy with buying for my kids because it's the only grandkids that she's got right now. So she goes nuts. But no, we'll be super chill because it's so many people here. It's so chaotic. There's going to be a huge mess here, which starts at 6. It'll go pretty late on Christmas Eve. So by the time Christmas Day rolls around, the girls wake up, open their presents, chill, have a coffee, and probably
that sounds lovely, though. It really does. Yeah, so we'll have a similar thing for New Year's Eve. Christmas Day, we're going out because obviously the house is upside down still. So we're going out to a restaurant. We'll have Christmas dinner out, so that's nice and easy. Then we fly to England New Year's Eve. My sister Shireen, she's booked us all into a restaurant. So there's my whole family. Then there'll be Shireen and her whole family. She's got 3 kids. There's Maxine and her whole family. They're coming up. There's Adam and his whole family, his wife and 3 kids. Then there'll be a bunch of others there as well. My mom, obviously, and whatnot. So we're booked into an Italian restaurant, 4 p.m. on New Year's Eve. That's no doubt. You throw 30, 40 Bispings into a room. You know, it's going to be madness. And then we're going back to Shireen's house for like a bit of a mini party with the kids and play some games and have some drinks and have a good catch up. So that'll be our Christmas. You know what I mean? I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be awesome. So shout out to Shireen for doing that. And then New Year's Day is my old man's birthday. So we're going out for a curry on January 1st. We will return from England, no doubt. Very fat, puffy, and bloated, okay? But we're going to be happy.
That's how it should be.
Yeah.
That's how it should be. It's the holidays, baby.
Harrington, in the world of mixed martial arts, though, what do we have? What's going on with... There's got to be something going on in the MMA world.
Well, yeah, we got a couple of fight bookings for UFC 326. It's a bit of a ways out, all the way out in March, but we are getting a rematch between Brian Ortega and Renato Moicano. The 2 fought, I think it was back in 21 at featherweight. This one is going to be at, it's going to be at lightweight next year.
Who won the first match? I don't remember.
Ortega
won by submission in the 3rd round.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll tell you what, Brian Ortega, big fan, love Brian.
Sorry, it was all the way back in 2017.
Yeah. It was
8 years ago, the 2 fought. Yeah. That was on Ortega's way up.
But he's like, I'm not going to say under pressure, but he's under a bit of pressure, I would say, because in Shanghai, you didn't call that one, did you, Paul? No. But he obviously didn't make weight. And he's
went to the hospital.
He went to the hospital. He's had some issues with the weight making process. And then in the fight against, who was it?
Algerman, yeah.
He had a couple of moments, but he didn't really show up, shall we say. I'm not trying to talk shit. I think he'd agree with that. The weight cut was tragically bad. So, Moicano, not an easy matchup. And, of course, Moicano losing the first time should be fired up.
Yeah, it should be a good one. And yeah, the pressure is big time on Ortega, and kind of where's his motivation at? How badly do you still want to do this? You obviously got to make the weight. You got to come dialed in, because you're right. He just hasn't looked great. And he just doesn't look like he's got that sense of urgency in there in his last few fights. So we'll see.
Yeah, I'm just looking here. I just did a quick Google search and Ilia Toporia's name came up. I'm not going to get into the whole thing about his divorce and whatnot. There's a lot of people talking about that shit. He said, please don't speculate. Yeah. I'd appreciate it if you don't do that. And obviously we'll respect those wishes. However, he did say that he wants to submit Islam Makhachev in front of Khabib Nurmagomedov. And Ali Abdelaziz responds. Here is what Ilia said. Everyone knows this is the fight that people want. But for some reason, Islam hasn't accepted it. He talks too much. It's very easy to talk from thousands of kilometers away, to judge and criticize me. When you're in the octagon with me, you'll realize I'm not Jack Della Maddalena or Dan Hooker. When my right hand lands, you're going to have a very long sleep. And then he went on to say, they're so cocky and arrogant. I would really love to submit Islam in front of Khabib. And if Khabib wants to step in afterwards, I will gladly step on his head as well.
He knows how to talk some shit, that boy, especially through everything he's got going on right now, and still able to go and say that kind of shit. I like him.
Yeah.
I want him to fight at lightweight right now. I know that he wants to jump around. He wants that Islam fight. But please, for the sake of everything that's going on with these double champs and people jumping around, let's defend the belt at least one time and then talk about going on and having these super fights.
Now, I will say there is a response on the Middle Easy article that I'm looking at here. This is from Ali Abdelaziz. He says, I'm a little bit confused. Everyone is giving this guy space and respect to resolve his family problems, and should be. But when he comes out talking about Khabib, Islam, Arman for no reason, and he's not even fighting, I'm not sure if people should give him a pass anymore. And that's kind of a fair comment. You know, he is talking about Arman. He is talking about Islam. He is talking about Khabib. And right now, you know, they're doing an interim title fight. So he's keeping himself relevant, keeping himself in the news. You know, McGregor used to be the best one ever at doing that. Even though he didn't fight in years, he was still being spoke about all the time. So it's a good thing to stay relevant. But yeah, it is easy to kind of scoff at them. Where it's like, bro, you're not even fighting. They're doing an interim champ. Why are you calling out all these legends of the game?
Yeah, it's clearly just to, like you said, stay relevant, stay up to date, be on podcasts. People are talking about you. But yeah, it's kind of a shit move when you're not even stepping in there. And we don't know when you're going to be stepping in there. You could be setting up all the fights in the world. And like you said, Conor is the best at setting up fights that just are never going to happen. And we're still talking about, here we are right now. We're even still talking about this guy. He hasn't fought in how many years, but once you get to that superstardom level and you just go on Twitter, you say anything, everyone's going to be talking about it. It's going to be headlines of articles. And,
how do you think that all plays out? Obviously, we've got Justin and Paddy.
Yeah.
And who do you I mean, early, I'm not asking for like an official prediction, but what way are you leaning in that Paddy versus Justin fight?
I mean, I'm the worst at these, but for some reason, I'm leaning a little bit on the younger guy side here. Yeah. I know I'm the guy that usually is picking the old dudes, and I'm very wrong often on this show because of my loyalty to the aging fighters that I love. But I just feel he's only getting stronger. He's only getting better. He's full of confidence. And again, there's a big age discrepancy. It's like, what, 7 or 8 years between them?
And Scousers don't get knocked out.
And Scousers don't get knocked out. And he's in his absolute prime. Physically and mentally, I think.
Yeah, no, I'm the same way. You know, I think there's something, you look at fighters like a Justin Gaethje and you remember, you know, there's nostalgia attached to them.
Exactly.
You know, and all the performances that they have and had. But then you look at last year getting knocked out against Max Holloway. You think, would that have happened to a younger version? You know, and then everything you just said about Paddy. Anyway, regardless, those two are going to fight. Then who's it going to be? Do you think Ilya will be back by then, or do you think Arman will end up fighting an interim champion? Because Arman's got to be, I know there was all the shit with the pullout, but he's got to get a shot soon.
Yeah, well, especially if Ilya isn't coming back, and then you've got an interim champ, you've got to put the undisputed belt on the line at some point. You can't just let him sit around and wait forever and hold the championship. You got to get things moving. I'm hoping that it's him and that he's back and that he defends that belt against whoever wins that match between Gaethje and Paddy. And we get some closure and some movement in that division. And then maybe after that, if Islam also defends his belt and there doesn't seem to be any clear-cut guys for either one, you want to make a super fight? Okay, but you got to at least defend the belt. You didn't do it at featherweight. You vacated it. You move up to lightweight. Okay, I have no problem with that. If you vacate and move up, no issue. But you got to at least defend it one time, make it your belt before you move up again. You can't keep doing that. And I know he wants to probably have a shorter career, get in, make as much noise as humanly possible, make as much money and be out. And I have no problems with that. I'm for it. But for the sake of the division and all the other contenders that are trying to get up there to also fight for that belt that are working their asses off, you got to keep the ball rolling.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And I saw Tom Aspinall it's kind of related on the interim title type thing. He said that I think he's having surgery. I think he's having surgery on his eyes. You don't know with AI, because I looked on Tom's account. I didn't see anything, but I saw a response to Cyril Gahn. He said, yeah, you dirty, cheating French, this and that. I think he said, I'm about to have surgery. And Brian, Harrington, just look that up and see if there's any truth to it. But if Tom's going to have surgery on his eyes, which I hope is not the case, but are they going to do an interim title at heavyweight now as well? Because if he needs surgery on his eyes, he can't rush back. No. And there's complications there. I mean, you certainly can't be hit. You probably can't even be really training much at all where anything kind of rattles around or moves. So
again, this is the issue, right? If you've got all these belts that just end up having interim championships and guys vacating them all the time, it doesn't become as exciting to me. Those super fights then become less exciting. I miss the days of the reigning champions. I miss the days of like an Anderson Silva, speaking of, obviously, who just won till 50 years old. But yeah, I want that. I want to see that. I want to see somebody where you're like, oh, that guy can't lose. Ilya has the ability to be a guy like that. Tom, or whoever ends up winning that championship, Tom was already kind of that guy. And then this weirdness happened. If he goes and knocks out Cyril Gane, then we could have another guy like that at heavyweight. But all these interim belts, it just kind of makes you, all right. I get like, yeah, it's a belt, but we all know it's not really the belt. And it doesn't make it exciting to watch.
No, I know, because I used to talk shit about interim belts a little bit. I said, well, no, I didn't talk shit, but I was like, it's just a number one contender. That's all it means. And they get a belt and they get some money and they get pay-per-view points and it makes the fight even bigger. But ultimately, there's still the real champion out there. And I think everyone respects that. Harrington, number 4 on the non-MMA news.
I just have that quote.
Oh,
if you wanted it. So Cyril Gane said, still no date or opponent yet, but we keep grinding and training hard before the holidays with my man Tate Tuivasa. Aspinall saw that and responded, no shit, there's no date yet. I'm not medically cleared to fight and about to have surgery thanks to your disgusting fingernails. I'll be back to smash your face in soon, you cheat. He also spoke about 2 weeks ago about needing to get an injection into his eyeball, which he was not looking forward to. So going to be out for a bit. He said he hasn't been in the gym at all as of 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, injections into the eyeball are never fun. I've had those. I've had those, man. Oh my God. Whoa, not good. Anyway, Harrington, number 4, it's not festive, but a lot of people are drinking over the festive period. A man was arrested for drinking and driving and impersonating an officer.
This is next level. Okay. So a New Zealand man, I guess he's got a car. It's got some lights on it. He's driving around, turning the lights on, pulling people over, messing around with them, right? Rolls up on one car. He realizes immediately, oh, these are not the people to mess with, runs back into his car and tries to drive away. The people he pulled over were 2 undercover cops. He pulls over 2 undercover cops. They immediately are like, this is fucking insane. So they pull over. They watch this guy stumble out, and they're like, yo, they hit their lights, chase him down. Turns out drinking and driving, messing about with people. He's going to have a pretty rough Christmas.
Man, Australia is not full of real people. I swear to God. Shit is there. Everyone's a cartoon character.
Hey, have you seen the one? I think it's Australia. Brian, look it up, Google it. There's a guy, he's Australian. He's driving his car. He's clearly had a crash, and the front of his car is all smashed up, and he's sitting in the car and he's wasted. And then they're like, and the cops are like, what are you doing? He said, I'm just sitting in my car. And he's like, well, what happened? And they're like, you've had a crash. He's like, nah, I haven't. I haven't been driving. And he's like, you've got to see it. I'm not doing it justice because what I'm telling you doesn't sound entertaining at all. But the actual clip is hilarious. And the guy handles it really good. Like, he's shutting the cops down. And like, you can't argue with him. He's like, no, I just got in the car. I'm just sitting here. And he's fucking shit-faced. He's shit-faced, but he's sticking to his guns. Oh, yeah. Well done, Brian. Give us some sound.
Ours all smashed up and you're up on the grass at the moment, or what?
Yeah. I'm waiting for a mate. He's gone in there. Why?
I'm just wondering how the collision with your car happened, mate.
What collision?
The one that's got all your wheels and stuff twisted up and your bumper bars hanging off, mate.
Well, I'm just waiting for a mate, as I said.
Who's your mate?
Hey?
Who's your mate?
James.
Yeah? James who? Huh? How'd you get down here?
Do not drink and drive this festive period.
No.
Although you Americans, you guys love to just do the roadside sobriety test as opposed to a breathalyzer, which I never understood.
Well, I think they have to do the field sobriety test or something before they can even give you I don't know how it works. I've never had to do a field sobriety test or a breathalyzer, thank God. So I've been lucky in that. But
I've done a couple of breathalyzers in the UK, never in the States, but I do like, if I ever go to the beach, because the beach, in summer people are enjoying themselves and whatnot. I've seen a bunch of people doing the roadside sobriety test, touching the noses and then walking in a straight line. And I saw some girl in a bikini and she was shit-faced. I'm like, she is wasted. We can clearly see that. But I'm like, in the UK, you just blow into a thing and you're good. I reckon because in the UK, over one beer, you're over the limit. And I think people, they stick to that and they don't drink because it's like, well, some people do, obviously, but a lot of people don't because it's like, if you get pulled over, you're screwed. Like 2 beers, 3 beers, you can probably hold your shit together and walk in a straight line and touch your nose.
Yeah. And I think they do partially because it's pretty funny.
It's funny.
Yeah. Like, okay, you're not drunk? Okay, then you wouldn't mind stepping out and trying to stand on one leg for me, would you? Because I know you can't.
It's like a way to just conduct an investigation without having a reason to do it. It's just looking
down the breathalyzer and are willing to go to jail for the night because then if they get a lawyer and there was no breath, then you're admitting right there that you're guilty if you do the breathalyzer because chances are you're going to pop anyway. So if you're actually drinking.
Yeah. In the UK, you can deny the breathalyzer,
but you go to jail.
But then you go to jail. But then, if you've only had, I'm not trying to give advice to people to beat it, but if you've only had 2 or 3, by the time they arrest you, by the time you get down there, by the time you get processed and whatnot, it might be out of your system. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know how it works. That you can't, by then they can't prove it necessarily, but can they just prove it and then it becomes a battle of your lawyers, right? It's like, well, you don't know that he was drunk.
So what else have we got, Harrington? We need something good to talk about, please.
I just want to put a disclaimer in there. We here at BYM are not advocating for drinking and driving.
No.
Do not drink and drive.
No. I drove up to LA recently. I met up with some friends. I had some drinks. I booked into a hotel. Rather than get an Uber home, I booked into a hotel. I was that guy. I was wandering in at 3 a.m. Can I get a room for the night? And the guy's like, "You Bisping?" I'm like, "Oh, shut up, you dickhead." I woke up at 6 a.m. I thought, "Oh God, what am I doing? Where am I?" Oh yeah, that's right. Jumped in the car and drove home. Best thing I ever did.
Where am I? Being responsible.
Being responsible. Harrington, what do we have? For the love of God, give us something to get our teeth into.
So I think this is kind of a cool quote from Sean O'Malley. He said that ever since Merab lost, a different switch flipped in his head. He says that he sees himself being able to win this Song Yadong fight and then get a bout with Petr Yan at the White House. According to him, there's no other superstars to throw on that White House card. Nobody knows about Conor McGregor. Alex Pereira came out this weekend, said it looks like there's no White House for me, which also means likely no John Jones at the White House. What else are they going to do if they need star power and belts on the line? Sean O'Malley coming off a win might be the best argument for a title shot at 135, especially given the fact that he has a win over the champion.
Did I not already see that they're going to do a rematch between Merab and Petr Yan? Someone came out. I think, who was it? I forget. Someone close to Merab's camp.
So Merab said that he had spoken to the UFC the day after the fight, and he was promised an immediate rematch as soon as he wants it. He said he didn't want to wait until the summer. He wants to get right back out there. But O'Malley does. I'm just bringing up the point O'Malley made where the White House card needs stars, dude.
Yeah, but he's got a real fight against Song Yadong. That's not a given. Song's not an easy man to beat. I think the bigger story is no John Jones versus Alex Pereira at the White House.
Yeah, I wonder what the hell is going on with why they wouldn't want to book that if they just don't trust setting John up for such an event like that. I mean, Dana kind of said that from the jump, right? And then I think we all got excited that, well, Pereira wants it. John's been still talking about it. I think we got excited for something that wasn't necessarily maybe ever going to happen because they basically told us from the jump, no. But we've heard that before too, right? Where maybe they're kind of keeping it under wraps. They don't want to do anything. They don't want to announce anything or get anybody's hopes up. But maybe not. Maybe they're like, no, dude. You retired.
But be honest. Be honest. Is there any fight bigger than what the UFC could put on right now than Pereira versus John Jones?
No, I mean, that's what we're talking about. I mean, Ilya is still out of the question. We don't know what's going on with him. Who else is there that's a mega star like that we think, oh, Connor, we don't know what's going on with him. Is he really going to do again? Can you trust that he gets through an entire training camp and is ready to go? We've seen that not happen before. So
Jones versus Pereira, that'd make great sense. However, I get Dennis' point. You never, right? Look at Jones. Apparently, he was offered 30 mil and then decided he didn't want to fight Tom and he's living his best life, right? So that he's like, we're not going to schedule you main event when you've dicked us around so many times, which I fully understand. However, because it is the White House, they can't have the main event pulling that kind of shenanigans. However, we'll put you on UFC 328, UFC 325, 6, 7, 8, whatever, but just not 4. So whichever one you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I expect that to be a main event of a UFC pay-per-view early second quarter 2026.
Jones and Pereira.
Yeah.
If not at the White House.
Yeah.
But does John do it if it's not at the White House?
Yeah.
You think so?
Well, apparently he said he's got his.
As long as it's not Aspinall.
It's not Aspinall. It's Alex Pereira. It's a stylistically friendly matchup. It's a guy that can't wrestle. It's a massive payday. Sure, it's not at the White House, but whatever. I'll come back and do it. I'll come back for a legacy fight.
And it doesn't have to be a belt anymore, right? There's no pay-per-view format necessarily. It's just numbered events. So even though that's not for a belt, it could be the main event for a big numbered event. Does it matter anymore? Do they have to do that? Remember, it used to always be every pay-per-view had to have a title fight on it. Well, does it anymore?
Is it if Tom has surgery?
Well, they could even do a co-main
title.
event. They could do a co-main event title, but they'd make them the co-main.
Yeah. I don't know. Brian, do we have any questions today? We'll do a shorter one today. There's not that much to talk about. We don't want to string it out just for the sake of it. If you do have a question, as always, send it into bympod@gmail.com. We appreciate you. Like the video, ring the bell, do all that shit. Christmas Eve, do you do anything Christmas Eve, Paul?
Just a big party here.
Harrington and Brian, plans for Christmas? What are you doing?
Well, my folks are coming up to town tomorrow, and then they're going to stay at my in-laws. So we're going to have both sets of parents, my wife, my baby, all under the same roof. So it's going to be, it's going to be absolutely chaotic. But I'm very much looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then Christmas Eve, we're going over to Alex's like super duper rich aunt and uncle's house, and they're Italian, so they do the feast of 973 fishes. It's going to be great.
What? What's a feast of 973 fishes?
I don't know how many it actually is, but it's a lot of fish.
7, I think, right?
Spread of a lot of fish, dude.
I've never heard of this.
Yeah, it's a big Italian tradition.
Oh, and they are like, super duper wealthy. So wow, they're bringing out the good stuff. The organic
banging fish,
the farm fresh
mermaid out there. It's gonna be wild.
Be some narwhals.
No, I was gonna say narwhal.
Did we have any questions?
Maybe a manatee.
Yeah, I got a question
manatee
here.
fat. On some toast.
We got a question here from Toby from BYM Laughs.
Oh, BYM Laughs. Follow on Instagram, please.
For almost 6 years now, I've been posting the funniest and most outrageous clips from the BYM podcast on Instagram under the account name BYM Laughs. If you haven't already, go check it out. Join the community. We're almost at 1,000 followers. Also, quick shameless plug. I just posted a video essay on my YouTube channel, Upshot MMA, where I go in depth on why grappling isn't boring. It'd be really cool if anyone wanted to check it out. I've got a new video coming out this week as well.
This is just an advertisement.
Some of the greatest fighters in their division's history have also happened to be close training partners. Khabib and Islam, Merab and Aljo, Kane and DC. Although they've never fought officially, these intense training sessions would give insight to help answer some GOAT debates. So who do you guys think was more dominant during these sparring sessions? Thanks again, and I'll catch y'all on the next one.
See, that's an interesting question, and do give BYM Laughs a follow. He does it all nice and sped up as well, so you haven't got to sit through my shit too much. Let me ask, because Cain Velasquez is brilliant, and DC is a monster, as we know. And DC's very humble. I mean, in some ways. No, DC's the man. But he gets a lot of people talking shit. And they forget, so he will rip your head off. And I think DC is like, because he is such a good teammate and he has so much respect for Cain Velasquez, and he never and he fought at light heavyweight because Cain was the champ. There was this whole thing. I don't know. I think those training sessions were probably closer than what he likes to let on.
Oh, I think so for sure. Yeah, I think those were legit back and forth battles between the two of them. And he'll always kind of say, Cain, he beat me up, yada, yada. But yeah, I don't think that's necessarily how it went down between those two. DC is too goddamn competitive to let anybody just beat him up. And Cain's an absolute monster. So I think they went to battle between each other. And for Merab and Aljo, I think that probably started with Aljo whipping his ass for a really, really, really long time. And now I think those sparring sessions are probably really close. But I mean, Aljo is still a little bit bigger. But I'll bet Merab has had his day quite a few times because Aljo likes to go have some of his rum, go hit a hookah. Merab's not doing necessarily all that same stuff. So I'm sure there's been plenty of days where he's beating the crap out of him in that sparring room.
Yeah, and then with Islam and Habib, I mean, Habib's got the aura to him, you know what I mean, where I don't even think they would try. And it's probably like, I have a rear naked choke right there in my sides, but I would never dare disrespect it by even going for it, you know. Speaking of DC, I saw a clip of him. See if you can find it, Brian, sparring. He was just out in Thailand. And he's on the mats, and fair play to him. There was another dude, certainly a heavyweight, judging by the looks of him. And DC had the gloves on, had the headgear on, and was having a little go. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, still got it. You know what I mean? All these people talk shit online. It's like, don't let the big, friendly, cuddly bear persona fool you. You know? I mean, that's a big dude. He's bigger than DC anyway, thicker.
Oh, yeah, he's getting after it too, man.
Yeah.
He's getting after it. All right, DC. Yeah, that's good to see, man.
Yeah. As I said, just a quick hour today because it's a Christmas special. The guys are plugging away outside. They're still working. I go out and spread a bit of Christmas cheer. What do I get for some workers? What do you think? A bottle of whiskey?
Gift cards, man. Gift cards.
Gift cards?
I think gift cards. Yeah. Anytime you're just like, give them money, just gift cards or something like that. Go buy whatever you want.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that's it. Wherever you are in the world, have a wonderful Christmas. Thanks for supporting the show. Paul, thanks for jumping in. Harrington and Brian, do you have a quick message for the believers? A festive 4 shots quickly before we go.
We're off.
Merry Christmas and Merry Christmas and enjoy a couple of beers.
A little bump.
Beers.
We're off next week, but you know.
We are off next week.
Each other.
We are. Thank you, Brian. We are off next week. We're going to go dark for 1 week only. I'm going to England. I land on Monday evening. I will be in the air. There's an 8-hour time difference. I will have just landed. Brian's off somewhere as well. It's Christmas. If you don't like it, kiss our asses. Okay, we're going dark for a week, but then we'll be back with the bang. Hopefully we've got 2 shows per week coming soon. We don't know. We keep saying it, but we are trying. Harrington, speak to your boy Jimmy and let's get this shit going.